In April 1912, the largest and most luxurious ship ever built began its first journey, the RMS Titanic. It was called Unsinkable, a floating palace of steel, elegance, and pride. With over 2,200 people on board, Titanic set sail from Southampton, England, heading toward New York City. On board were millionaires, workers, immigrants, all with dreams in their hearts. Titanic had everything: Turkish baths, a gymnasium, elevators, a grand staircase like a royal palace. For first-class passengers, it was paradise. But even third-class travelers were amazed by its size and comfort. But just 4 days into the journey, disaster struck. April 14th, 1912. The night was calm, the sky full of stars. Titanic sailed smoothly through the icy waters of the North Atlantic. But the crew had already received 6 warnings about icebergs ahead. Still, the ship continued at full speed, over 22 knots. At 11:40 p.m., a lookout in the crow's nest spotted something dark ahead. "Iceberg, right ahead!" he shouted. The crew tried to turn. The engines reversed, but it was too late. The giant iceberg scraped along the starboard side of the ship, cutting open its steel hull beneath the surface. 5 compartments were torn open. Titanic could only stay afloat with 4, but with 5 filling up, the fate was sealed. At first, no one knew the danger. The ship seemed steady. Passengers asked, "Is it serious?" Officers said, "It's just a precaution." But beneath the surface, water was rushing in, thousands of tons every minute. Titanic had only 20 lifeboats, enough for about half the people on board. When the evacuation began, many boats left half empty. People didn't believe the ship was sinking. They thought it was safer to stay on board than to go into the freezing sea. As the bow dipped into the water, panic spread. Mothers clutched their children. Men were told to stay back. Some kissed their wives goodbye. Some tried to sneak onto lifeboats. Others stood silently, accepting their fate. The band kept playing, calm, peaceful music, even as the ship tilted further and further. Survivors say the last song was "Nearer, My God, to Thee." At 2:18 a.m., the Titanic broke into 2. The front half disappeared under the waves. Then the stern rose high into the air and slowly sank. By 2:20 a.m., Titanic was gone. The water was below freezing, just 2 degrees C. Those who fell in didn't drown immediately. They froze. Within 20 minutes, most were dead. The RMS Carpathia arrived 2 hours later and rescued 705 survivors. But over 1,500 people died, making it one of the deadliest peacetime maritime disasters in history. Titanic wasn't just a ship. It was a symbol of human pride, a belief that technology had conquered nature. But the sea reminded us of something else. No matter how strong we build, no matter how rich we are, nature doesn't listen to man's confidence. Today, the wreck of Titanic lies 12,000 feet beneath the ocean, rusted, broken, silent. But its story lives on, a warning, and a memory. Titanic wasn't just a ship. It was a dream that sank, not just into the sea, but deep into history. Even today, over 100 years later, her story still echoes, in books, in films, in hearts. A story of human pride and human loss. And if this story touched you too, then help keep it alive. Don't forget to like this video,